Hey, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Herr here on this I Need More Coffee Wednesday morning. Hopefully, everybody on your end is healthy, wealthy, and wise. Um, Today, we're going to continue talking about linear systems, specifically how to solve them through elimination. We started this yesterday where we added our equations together if one of the variable terms were opposite of one another. For instance, if you had the first equation had a negative 2x and then your second equation had a positive 2x, well, those variables are opposite of one another, so we could add our equations, they would eliminate and go. Um, we also talked about what do we do if we don't have opposites? What if both of the equations had a positive 3y? Well, how do we eliminate that? We have to multiply one of those equations by negative 1. So we'll practice a little bit on multiplying by negative 1 because I know just from looking at yesterday's homework that was the harder of the two. Then we'll also talk about what do we do if we have to multiply one of the equations by a different number. What if we have to multiply it by something like, I don't know, 3 or by 4? It sounds scary, don't worry, but you'll really start to see it and you'll realize that, solving systems through elimination, once it clicks for you, and it might be till Friday till it clicks, no worries, I'm here for you. But once it clicks, it's the easiest way to solve systems. Just throwing that out there. So today's notes, we'll probably do 4 questions in our notes today. Depending on the feel of things, maybe 5, depending on how hard they are. And then the homework assignment is 6 questions. So if you wouldn't mind, knock that out. Please show your work. I was talking with somebody yesterday and they said, "Mister, you send us the answers." Yes, I realize I send the answers, but I don't show the work. I want you to show the work on your end and then check your answer to make sure you end up with the same final point. All right? Yeah, so that's where we're at. Hopefully everybody's good. Let's do this thing. Sorry about the spring noise. There you go. This would be a perfect time, as always. Pause the video, grab a piece of paper, grab a pencil, and follow along. All right? Hey, solve each system by elimination. We did this exactly yesterday as well. What we're looking for is we're looking for a variable in 3x plus 2y equals 3, or in 3x minus 10y equals 3. We want a variable that is opposite of one another. Well, I don't have an opposite here, but I do have a good sign, 3x, 3x. So to make one of those opposites, I'm going to multiply this equation by negative 1. When we do that, we distribute the negative 1 to all 3 terms. We get negative 3x plus 10y equals negative 3. Be careful about distributing to all 3 terms. I saw that in yesterday's homework. Not yelling, just telling. Now I'm going to rewrite my first equation, 3x plus 2y equals 3. Now I'm ready to add my equations together. When I do that, the reason we multiplied first is because we wanted a variable to cancel. Sweet, those canceled. Okay. Look at what we're left with. 10 plus 2, that's 12y equals negative 3 plus 3, 0. Don't fear, folks. You're doing everything right. We're going to divide both sides by 12. Sure enough, y is 0. But we're only halfway done. Okay. I don't care which equation you want to plug it back into. The first one makes the most sense for me. Everybody's different. So I'm going to rewrite that 3x plus 2. Where I see the y, I'm going to substitute my 0 equals 3. Oh, so that means, because that cancels, 2 times 0 is 0. 3x equals 3. Divide both sides by 3. X is 1. Then we write our final answer as the point, 1, 0. All right? Awesome, awesome, awesome. Guaranteed, just throwing this out there, every homework question is going to work out, quote unquote, nice. In other words, you'll have a whole number for your x value, whole number for your y value. Guaranteed, folks. All right. Hopefully you're feeling good about that because we talked about that yesterday. Let's talk about the newer material, though. Okay. Let's look here in number 3. 5x minus y equals negative 4. negative 10x plus 8y equals 2. Okay. 5 and negative 10, they're not opposites. Negative 1, which is what negative y implies, and 8, they're not opposites. They're not even like close, 5 and 10, 1 and 8. Ugh. Here's what we should do. Look to see if there's a common factor between our x values or between our y values. If you're saying, Mister, I don't know if I get it. Well, look, if I somehow multiplied this top equation by 2, wouldn't I get a positive 10x? And wouldn't those cancel? Oh, yeah. So let's do that. I'm going to take my top equation. I'm going to multiply it by 2. I'm distributing to all 3 terms. So it's going to look like a positive 10x minus 2y equals negative 8. Hey, look. Now we have opposite variables right here. Negative 10, positive 10. Whoop, whoop. Let's do this. Add our equations and go. Negative 10, positive 10, those cancel. Positive 8, negative 2, that gives us 6y. And then 2 plus negative 8, that gives me a negative 6. Divide both sides by 6. Y is negative 1. Hey, I'm liking how this is looking. Then plug that back in. Personally, I'm going to use the original first equation. So I have 5x minus, where I see the y term, I'm going to substitute my negative 1. So 5x minus negative 1 equals negative 4. Just rewriting here, 5x plus, because minus a negative is the same as plus 1, equals negative 4. Oh, that's a 2-step equation, guys and gals. We've been doing this for years. Subtract 1 from both sides. 5x equals negative 5. Divide both sides by 5. X equals negative 1. So our point is negative 1, negative 1. Whoop, whoop. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. So let's look over here at number 4. Negative x minus 7y equals 23. Negative x plus 6y equals negative 4. None of my variables are opposites. Negative 8, negative 1, nope. Negative 7, negative 6, nope. They're not even the same. So I'm going to have to multiply one of these equations by something to work this out. Okay. So right here I have a negative 8x. If I could just somehow make this a positive 8x, man, I'd be golden. Well, how do we do that? Multiply my second equation here, by negative 8. Negative 8 times negative x, that gives me a positive 8x. Ooh, so this will work. Okay, the numbers will get a little big here. Have no fear, you got this. We get positive 8x minus 48y equals a positive 32. Okay, then I'm going to rewrite my first equation. Negative 8x minus 7y equals 23. Okay, have faith. You got this, guys and gals. We're going to add these together. The nice thing is the x's cancel. That's what we wanted. Whoop, whoop, go team. Negative 48 plus negative 7. Have no fear. That is negative 55y equals 32 plus 23. Hey, that's 55. We got this. Divide both sides by negative 55. Y equals, sorry for losing my voice, negative 1. Okay. Then plug that back into whichever original equation you like. Personally, I like the top equation. It's just a little cleaner. So I'm going with negative 8x minus 7. And then where I see the y, I'm going to substitute my negative 1. Okay, equals 23. Just rewriting here, negative 8x, well, negative 7 times negative 1, that's positive 7, equals 23. Now it's a 2-step equation, fam. You got this. Subtract 7 from both sides. Those cancel. Negative 8x equals 16. Divide both sides by negative 8. And sure enough, x equals negative 2. So that means my point, oops, sorry, I almost put it backwards. My point should look like negative 2, negative 1. All right? Hey, I hope this makes sense. Shoot me messages if you're unsure. Yeah, and keep fighting the good fight, guys and gals. Talk to you soon. Peace.